Today, we're going to take a simple baked potato and turn it into something extraordinary on Flavorsville. Today, we're going to be making twice baked potatoes. The ingredients are simple. Potatoes, which this recipe calls for 8. A cup of whipping cream, or you can use whole milk. Cup and a half of sharp cheddar, cup of sour cream, a cup of onion, cup of bacon chopped, 2 sticks of butter, 2 teaspoons of salt, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of black pepper. Now, my grandmother used to make these all the time whenever we had any kind of special dinner, and I have always loved these. She called them double stuffed potatoes, but today I believe they're pretty much called twice baked. So it's simple. You start with the potatoes, rub them with canola oil, bake them in a 400-degree oven for about an hour. Take them out, let them cool, and then you're going to scrape the insides, which I'm going to demonstrate here. Just take the potato, we cut it in half, and then you simply just scrape the inside out. Okay, now you want to be careful because you do not want to cut into the skin, but you want to get as much potato out as you possibly can. Now, I like to leave a little bit of ring of potato on the top side because it just creates a little rigidity to the skin. Okay, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. Just takes a little bit of patience. Now, I've already pre-prepared a whole pan. So we're going to go ahead and start making our ingredients. I'll be right back. We're going to begin by combining our ingredients. We're going to start with the butter, and I went ahead and melted the 2 sticks that I had because they weren't quite soft enough to mash into the potatoes. So I'm just going to add 2 sticks of butter, cup of whipping cream, and my bacon. You can never have too much bacon, so if you end up with more than a cup, you're going to be fine. All right, we're just going to take a simple potato masher and just mash everything together. Okay, I'm going to add my pepper, my salt, my garlic powder, and my sour cream. And we'll just stir that in. Okay, I'm going to add my onion. Now let me tell you a little secret that I did with my onion. Now you don't have to do this if you don't want, because you know it's not the healthiest thing to do, but it's definitely going to add some flavor. After I fried my bacon, I took my onions and I lightly sauteed them in the bacon fat, probably about 3 tablespoons full. Now, I didn't want to cook my onion down to where they were solidly translucent. I still wanted them to have a little crunch because you want that onion flavor. But all I've done is layered more bacon flavor into these potatoes by doing that. So simply pour those in. Along with my cheese. And I like using sharp cheddar. You can use mild cheddar, you can use cheddar jack, you can, use whatever you want, but my family always cooked with sharp. And that's it. I mean, it's really, really a simple recipe. The hardest part is taking the meat out of the potatoes. It's not that it's hard, it's just it's time consuming and you gotta be a little patient not to split the skin. But now it's just a simple process of stuffing the potato. Just like so. Okay, now the other thing that's really nice about this recipe is tonight, my wife Kim and I, it's just the two of us. I baked 8 potatoes. Okay, but the nice thing about it is I'm just going to go ahead and stuff 4 halves, which would be 2 potatoes, and I'm going to put them in this little casserole dish, and that's what we're going to have for dinner tonight. The rest of it, you can go ahead and make your potatoes and freeze them. And then, whenever you want double stuffed potatoes or twice baked potatoes, whatever you want to call them, you just go to the freezer and pull a couple out. So, I know it's a lot of potato, especially if it's just a small family or just 2 people, but you know what? You're just making them one time and then you got enough for some extra meals. So, I'm going to go ahead and stuff a few more, and then I'm going to pop them in the oven. I've stuffed the potatoes that we're going to have for dinner tonight, and I went ahead and I put cheese on 3 of them, but I'll go ahead and put it on the last one. Now I just like cheesy, gooey goodness, so I'm pretty liberal when it comes to cheese. So we're going to stick it in a 350 degree oven for about 20-25 minutes because everything's already cooked. We just need to warm it through and melt the cheese. The potatoes are out of the oven. I have let them cool a little bit. Obviously, I can touch the dish, but man, look at those things. I mean, that's nothing but lusciousness right there. So, I'm going to go ahead and take one of these out and put it on the plate. Oh, we're back here. Now what I'm going to do, take a few nice pieces of steak, kind of arrange those on the plate here. And look at that. Oh, this is one of my favorite meals. Meat and potatoes. So let's give this thing a try. Pardon the scratching. My grandmama didn't make them any better than this. I know she's probably rolling over in her grave, but goodness gracious. I mean, you get that bacon, get that onion, cheese, sour cream. I mean, holy cow. I mean, just all those together, and then you got the whipping cream. I mean, it's just richness that just explodes in your mouth. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, I hope you'll make this recipe. But more than that, well, no, not really more than that. I really hope you make the recipe. But I would love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell so you get notifications anytime I post a new video. Leave me your comments. Love to hear from you. You can also get the full recipe on my website, Flavorsville.com. Check me out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. So, I'm going to go eat some dinner. But until next time, rock some flavor.